Messengers mean there's a message. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. We've reached number 4 of this 5-part series. As we look now at the 3 angels' messages, that means in order for this message to get out, there has to be a messenger. But anytime you see a messenger and a messenger rises up, we should be anticipating there is a message. There's a word. So as we see God's desire for us to live on that rising or raised tide of his law, he has been in total pursuit mode to send us messengers to get us to understand to live in that realm, to live in the space that he ordained, which is his law. Before we unpack this, I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share this video with someone else. And go over to changeministry.org where you'll see a whole bunch more to explore. Let's go to Revelation chapter 14. Revelation 14 verse 8 says, "There followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." Now, if you're keeping score, obviously there are 3 angels' messages. Why are we reading just one? See this point being made that whenever you see a messenger, that means there's going to be a message. This second angel says that Babylon is fallen. And when we look at the 3 angels' messages, sometimes we can think they're novel and that they're the only time that God speaks on this principle. Now, we know that prophetically, the 3 angels' messages point to periods in time and when God literally speaks and moves in the earth amongst his people. But the message that they share, it's not new. For example, in Isaiah chapter 21, verse 6, it says, "For thus hath the Lord said unto me, Go set a watchman. Let him declare what he seeth." That's the principle we're looking at. If there's a watchman, that means there's a word. And he saw a chariot with a couple of horsemen, and a chariot of asses, and a chariot of camels, and he hearkened diligently with much heed. And verse 9 says, "And behold, here cometh a chariot of men with a couple of horsemen. And he answered and said, Babylon is fallen, and all the graven images of her gods he hath broken unto the ground." So now this is a reference to the historical Babylon. The historical Babylon under King Nebuchadnezzar and all his successors that eventually was destroyed and then gave way to the Medo-Persian Empire. Knowing this, Isaiah was saying there's a watchman and he has a message. And the message was that Babylon was going to fall. He didn't just do this in Isaiah. God does it in Jeremiah. He has a messenger and he gives a message. Jeremiah 51 says, "Then shalt thou say, O Lord, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be a desolate forever. And it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone upon it and cast it into the midst of the Euphrates." That's the river. "And thou shalt say, Thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary." Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. So Jeremiah, who's the actual messenger or prophet, gives a message. But then the prophet is referring to another message that is given by a messenger. God has always been trying to get us to understand him. And the way he does that is not just through speaking us directly, is that he sends us messages. But those messages require messengers. And the 3 angels are 3 messengers sent to all the earth to get us to understand that we need to worship God, that we need to come out of the world, out of Babylon, and we want to receive the seal of God as opposed to the mark of the beast. God's got messages for us. So be mindful of his messengers. Be mindful of his messengers. And when someone stands, or if someone claims to be a messenger, they ought to have a message. Otherwise, they aren't messengers. But if we listen to the message, and if we find that to be a message from God, hallelujah, take that as a blessing, because it's God's way of reaching out to you, no less than if we were talking to him face to face. For now, we can talk to him faith to faith.